A dazzling facility located here in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, to get this one going. So we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Now a give left side. And he reaches the 35 before going out. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain. Not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Back-to-back carries here. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Jaden Hicks there on the tackle.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Third and a lone yard coming up. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That kind of call right there, Kate, it shouldn't be the third down surprise it used to be 5, 10, 15 years ago. So common in teams' playbooks league-wide. But boy, is it tough to defend. And that's why they love breaking it out to reset those chains.
1st and 10, Herbert. Finds him over the middle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Running back, motioning right. Gets this to McConkey. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it brings up an LA 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. Now Herbert again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they take him down right along the 30. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
They give it to him again. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. Ask that running back to come up with more than he's used to on third down. He made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly. He sure made that one look routine.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that'll bring up second down. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know that it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
And the Falcons get a 5th defensive back out there. 3rd down coming. Shotgun snap to Herbert. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Falcons take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
McCarthy starting off with a throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They'll run. First give to Zach Charbonnet. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. He rolls to his right. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
The QBs today so adept at doing just this, buying themselves enough time and finding a target. The problem on this one, just not the throw he needed to make the completion.
A tight end in motion now. McCarthy trying again on 2nd down. Got a man, it's Drake London. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, 1st down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
He'll get this to Tucker. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And the Falcons will have a 1st.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Throw reeled in by London. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Drake London with the touchdown. Carlson good on the extra point. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. to kick it away, here's Pinion. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's 2nd and 2. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. And he has it up to... before he's taken down at the 47. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First and 10, here's Herbert. Taken in by Noah Fant. It's a pickup of 11. And the Chargers will have a first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Running back sent in motion. Herbert throwing again. Taking a big shot for the end zone. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. And the Falcons will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
They're out and set, first and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Nabbed by Kyle Pitts. Has some daylight through the 40. Still fighting forward. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
First and 10 are under Robinson. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. Neither... Welcome back. Time for our second quarter. The Falcons with a chance to score. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons parlay the interception into points. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. Carlson adds the extra point. And the Falcons double their lead to 14. To kick it away, here's Pinion. His return starts at the 5. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's the one back on the handoff. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. And holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Herbert from the gun. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. They connect on the deep shot. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset. Big play gets him across midfield, sets him up 1st and 10 from the 40. Here's Herbert. Throw left side, complete. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. He picks up 15 on the play. And it brings up an LA 1st down. Throwing from the gun here. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Cut at the 10-yard line. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. He'll get 3, but much work left for him on 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Herbert escapes the sack. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Yeah, that's what I call an absolute no-no. I mean, that just can't happen down here in the red zone. You've got to find a way to get rid of the football because now you're not only outside the red zone and you put some points that you thought were a guarantee with either a touchdown or field goal, now a little bit in limbo.
And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up. Brown's kick is up and good. And they'll get him back to 11.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He lets one fly deep downfield. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it sets up 2nd down.
Well, that window was open down the field, but this league is so fast. And these defenders, well, they closed the gap before that throw could arrive.
He's loaded another one up. He's got it. Looks like the feeder inbounds too. Oh, I don't believe it. How about a big hitter. 34 yards there and a new set of downs. Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
From the 32. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's in. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons make it a 3-possession game. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Carlson's extra point is good. And the Falcons push their lead to 18. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a first and 10. Herbert now off the play fake. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's out of bounds up at midfield. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And the Chargers will have a first. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up second and 10. Herbert now. He's got the hook up to Watkins. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap to Herbert. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Chargers lined up in punt formation. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And he can't hurt you with a return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? So this one flies out right around the 15-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Cut along the left sideline, but he did not get both feet in. That's incomplete, brings up 3rd down. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Back to throw, here's McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On first down, this is Charbonnet. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. They motion Dell over left. Here's 2nd and 11. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So they're left facing 3rd and long. McCarthy to throw it. To the right side and reeled in by London. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. It's the 2-minute warning now from Atlanta. The Falcons driving ahead. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. An option give to Robinson. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second and 8. He's on the move. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. He has the first over the middle. All the way, that's an Atlanta touchdown! The Falcons boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Point after from Carlson is up and good. And the Falcons grow their lead yet again. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw, Herbert. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Back to the air, Herbert. Oh no, they get him yet again! And the Falcons are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie, right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did, his 3rd interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
At the 46-yard line.
From the 46. Throw reeled in by London. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Pitts brings it in. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It'll be a 54-yarder from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. On the return, here's Gibson. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. That throw intended for Drake London. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Shotgun handoff to Pierce. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Starts his return from the 23. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. It's scored as a 51-yard punt. And the Chargers take possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. They pick up 20 yards there. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He's up again. Down the sideline into the red zone. And he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
What an injection of momentum for the offense on that play. With the energy boost and a much shorter field, I predict it's not going to be long, Kate, till they finish this series off.
They'll try and punch it in. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know it from the position of the quarterback, Kate. Sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Out and cut on the right side. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Now McCarthy. He throws a bullet deep to the... That's complete inside the 35. It's a huge pickup on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain. And now they're just inches short for 3rd down.
It's now 3rd in less than a yard.
On play action now, McCarthy buying some time right. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
Daniel Carlson on for this field goal try. A little more than a chip shot. This is 25 yards.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And what a hit there. Alex, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Working quickly here. Herbert on 1st down. And they pick him off again. And the Falcons take over as he records his 10th career INT.
4 picks, 1 game. Hey, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. He won't get this complete to Pitts. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. 1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. From the gun, here's Pierce. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. That was Asante Samuel Jr. there on the tackle. We're paused here to deal with an injured player, and this is a significant one. Oh, that's Bijan Robinson getting looked at after the play. Caught by the open man. And point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons continue to pile it onto this lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Get some space around midfield. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This play goes for 36. And the Chargers will have a 1st. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. He sends this one to the end zone. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You know, that type of play is so doggone impressive, not just because it saves a touchdown. He had timed that perfectly to knock it free without drawing a flag or letting him establish possession for the score.
Motioning the tight end now. 2nd and 10 now. That's knocked away by a defender. Incomplete.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Herbert throwing again. Throw left side caught by Douglas. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, short of the 15. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it brings up an LA 1st down. To the edge of the end zone. Oh, it's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So it's 2nd down coming up. The defense calls a timeout. So that's their 1st. As that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Herbert now off the play fake. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers put at least a tiny dent into that lead. Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers cut the lead down to a more manageable 28 points. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 38-yard line.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Chargers get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along your routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
On third down, Herbert. This will be cut by Watkins. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first. Herbert throwing on fourth down. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They've got a man in motion. First and 10, Herbert. He finds McConkey. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Herbert to throw once more. And they get there to touch him down, Brock, but a big gain on that play. Offense up to the line fast. Finds McConkey. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Now it's second and goal from the 1. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Chargers putting up points in a game decided. Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers cut the lead by a quarter. Down now to 21. Down by 3 scores. Their hand is forced. They're going to try the onside kick here. And the Falcons cover up the kick. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it. Even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here's 2nd and 7. That one's complete to London. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. This throw is caught. Crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons put up even more points in a win. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Carlson good on the extra point. And the Falcons tack on 7 more to their lead. Now to kick it away, here's Pinion. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Well, no springing a big play on that one. It's just going to simply be used as a setup play, whether that's another run or eventually what I love, setting up a play-action pass off that counter action.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. Offense in the hurry up here. Throwing on first is Herbert. Through the middle. Touchdown, L.A. Dicker on now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. Not really much of an avenue left for a comeback in this one, but they still have to try the onside kick here. And the Falcons cover up the kick.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there. Robinson on the inside give. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down. They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Got a man, Robinson has it. And he's taken down at the 30. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, for pitchers, you'll hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
And they make the tackle at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 3 for them. Still 3rd and 9 coming up. Quickly looking left, and it's complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Again, left side, here's Robinson. And he's able to push this down to the 12. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
These aren't the plays that will lead highlight reels, but they're the ones that win you ball games. What a nice game by the back. And now his offense can go in any number of directions on 1st and 10.
That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Falcons close to picking up their 5th win. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They motion the tight end over. Here's Robinson. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
He's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. About 4 yards for him on that run. More distance than that left, though, on 3rd and goal. McCarthy looking to throw. Able to hit Robinson. Complete. Touchdown, Atlanta. Carlson to tack on the extra point. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. Out to kick it away. Here's Pinion. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Herbert from the gun. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Connects with Fant. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
He takes it himself. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 46. And they pick him off again. And forget the turnover, Brock. They take it back for a late touchdown. Carlson now to add one more. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Falcons continue adding on to that lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
Recovered by the receiving team.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Herbert back to it after the pick. They left him wide open. It's complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.